because we take this job so serious.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
It is indeed Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, and we're going to talk some baseball as we roll on here. And I want to welcome Phil Herbert to the program. How you doing, Phil?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and I want to talk baseball because what you've done has caught my attention. I've had a chance to look at your TikTok videos, and my brain is already turning upside down. My wife has said we're going to visit a lot of stadiums once I completely get healthy because I just kicked pancreatic cancer in the ass, and now we're making sure that it doesn't come back. But see, you gave me an idea of visiting stadiums. You've done it with with baseball parks.
Mm-hmm.
What's the smallest stadium you had a chance to visit? The smallest.
The smallest. Oh man. I think I don't know numbers, obviously, but off the top of my head, but Minute Maid felt like it was absolutely the smallest of the major league parks.
Mm-hmm.
Like that place feels like it's a matchbox where everyone's just kind of like on top.
It's
on
right.
top of each other.
Everybody's on top of each other. Yeah.
But I've also go to a place. I live in Oregon, and there's a place called the Portland Pickles.
Yeah.
Yes. They're like a collegiate wood bat league team, so like a little independent.
And
team.
I've seen their stadium because they live stream their games on YouTube. So me being a baseball rat and a play-by-play rat as well, I've checked them out. You've been to my stomping grounds, my hometown of Chicago. The Guaranteed Rate Field, which I still call New Comiskey Park since it was built in 1991. Give me talk to a Chicagoan here. Your overall view of New Comiskey Park. What'd you think?
I saw a really good game there, which I like. And I saw it was July 4th was the game I was there. And that was the day they had the 8-5 triple play.
Yes.
The Twins had it against the Sox.
Twins had it against
unfortunately. Yep. Yeah. And that was the only time that's ever happened. So that was really amazing. My only like gripe with Guaranteed Rate is that if you buy a ticket for the upper deck, you can't get down to the lower decks.
Right.
So I had to buy a second ticket. So I didn't know that. So I had to buy a second ticket to that game. So that was a little bit annoying, but the stadium itself was cool. I had the best food. I think I got this little like elote street corn thing, and after like 2 months on the road, that was like one of the best things I ate the whole trip.
That is something else because I've had that too. I've had that too. But I keep telling people the best food is at New Comiskey Park. Okay, people don't believe me when I tell them. People don't believe me when I tell them that, but when I saw your review, of course, I was screaming up and down and pumping the fist and everything. Did you get a chance to go to Wrigley Field? I'm sorry.
I did go to Wrigley, and it was one of the ones I was looking forward to the most. I'm a Red Sox fan, so I've been to Fenway a fair number of times, and that's by far my favorite ballpark. And so, I was really excited to see Wrigley because it's the same generation of stadium.
It
is. So I don't know if it was like a victim of my really high like expectations, but it didn't feel like Fenway to me. Maybe just because I'm not a huge Cubs fan. So it was great. It was beautiful. I'm so glad I went, but it wasn't like
I'm surrounded. When I lived in Chicago, especially being a South Sider, I felt like I was always surrounded by Cub fans all the time. Even when I took the L to work, when I used to work downtown, there was nothing but Cub fans around. And when I saw you, like I said, when I saw your review of Guaranteed Rate Field and I saw the train, I saw the motions when you were pulling into 35th. It's like, oh, such memories.
Just like being back home.
But I promised my wife a trip to Chicago. We're going to do it next summer. I'm going to drive up to Chicago and I'm going to show her all around. But you said the smallest park was Minute Maid Park. What was your least favorite park that you visited?
It's hard to separate the parks and the fans because I think the worst ballpark by like a long ways is the Coliseum in Oakland. But they have such good fans, so I always feel a little bit
Right.
bad, like, burying their
Because
ballpark because, like, their
because
fans are so cool.
the A's fans have been treated horribly by the management for years. They won't build them a
Yeah.
new stadium. They won't get them out of the Coliseum. So I think the A's are out of there. I
Yeah,
really
I mean,
believe the A's are
they
gone.
deserve so much better.
They do.
They were literally, like, zip tying chairs, like, seats together in
Oh
the
my
middle of the game.
gosh.
It was pretty brutal, and they finally just gave up and put the Warriors game on the Jumbotron at one
Mhm.
point because I was there during the finals, and they just put the game up for
Yeah.
people to watch.
That's bad when they're zip tying chairs, give up on that, and give up on the game in progress, and put a Warriors game up on the big screen. And they tried to make the Oakland Coliseum like a baseball stadium when they redid the big screen, and it's still not enough. It still doesn't feel like a baseball stadium, doesn't it?
No, it's just a huge, like, it's from, the toilet bowl era
Mhm.
of stadiums. It might be
Yeah.
really the only one left, and yeah, the fans are all time, and they were so cool and welcoming, and then the ballpark is just
The ballpark
so
is
bad,
trash.
so bad.
Trash, man. It's trash. I thought I'd never say that about a ballpark as much as I pick on Wrigley Field, but you got the Oakland Coliseum, so that ends that debate.
Yeah, everyone just points to that one and be like, "Well, we're not that bad." So,
Exactly. I've had Cub fans call me and say, "Look, you can't pick on Wrigley Field anymore, especially when you got the Oakland Coliseum. Look at the way that it's looking." I said, "You know what? That's the truth, and I'm glad I've never been in that joint because
yeah.
it's been a joint since like the late '90s." When it started falling apart and they didn't do anything, even when the Oakland Raiders were competing for playoff spots, even when the Oakland Athletics were competing for playoff spots, I don't think the Coliseum has been the same since the Bash Brothers left.
No, I mean, they probably haven't done any updates since the Bash
No,
brothers
no,
left,
they
so
haven't. So, what got you started on this journey? What gave you the idea? Hey, I'm going to go visit a lot of ballparks, eat their food, and compare them. What got you started on it? What gave you the idea?
yeah, so I've been kinda scheming how to do this for, like, 7 years or so, and,
Hmm.
I back then had kinda like an office job and would just kinda, like, dream and
Yeah,
plan it,
yeah,
and, now I, work for myself, so I have more freedom, and it kinda like the timing was right, and I think
yes,
my wife was like, "You should just go do it." I think mostly just
yeah.
so I'd stop, like, talking about it all the
Hmm.
time.
Hmm.
Yeah, and so I actually did it on my motorcycle, so I rode my motorcycle from stadium to stadium,
Nice,
and
very nice.
the hot dog thing just kinda started, so I decided to find the cheapest hot dog and the cheapest beer at every stadium and write a little review, and that was just a way to kinda, like, do something fun and kinda gimmicky that I could do while I was on the road traveling.
Right.
They're really easy to kinda put together and put up, and yeah, it was really fun. That thing kinda just came to me, like, the day before I went to my first game. I was like, "What am I gonna do?"
Wow.
And so I tried that.
Where was your first game?
Oracle Park in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah. So I live in Portland, Oregon. I went down south through California to start the trip. So I did Oracle, then Oakland, and then on to Southern California.
Wow. So how was Chavez Ravine?
Oh, it was so cool. That was another one I was super excited to see, and
Mhm.
another just great fan base. I sat up in the nosebleeds with a bunch of really cool people, and had a Dodger dog, and saw Mookie
Mhm.
hit a home run. So it was like kind of the whole experience all
Yeah.
wrapped up on a beautiful like May night. I really like Dodger Stadium a lot.
Did you get to the Sky Dome in Toronto?
Uh, Rogers
The
Center,
Rogers Center?
yeah, whatever it's called now. Yeah, yeah, I got up there, which was
How was that?
uh,
How was that one?
it's also like a little bit old, but it doesn't. When you see it on TV, it doesn't seem like an older stadium
Right.
for whatever. Like as a Red Sox fan, I see a lot of Toronto on television, and
Yes.
it didn't.
Mhm.
It's older than I think it seems on television, but it has great views. You have like the CN Tower that
Yep.
you see from up there, and
Was the roof open the night
the
you
roof
went?
was the roof was open, so that was really nice that we got like
Very cool.
that whole view. And I was trying to
Very
stay in the
cool.
hotel. There's a hotel where you can get rooms that
Yep.
look out
Yep.
over.
Yep.
but I was way too late to find one of those.
That's one park I know that's one park I know I'm gonna visit when I
Mhm.
put my tour together. I know it's gonna take me a couple of years, but that's one I know I'm gonna visit. I still call it the Sky Dome. Like I said, I'm old and I'm old school, so I still call it the Sky Dome. I still call it the Oakland Coliseum and everything. I might try to do it. I might try to do it with NBA arenas, but that's so expensive though. That is so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are so damn expensive. And this is from a guy that covered the Bulls for 3 years. And I told myself if I ever do an NBA game again, it's gonna be with a press pass and not with a ticket.
Yeah, yeah,
And not
once you gotta buy
and
it.
not with a ticket. Oh man, Phil Herbert joining me here. We're talking ballparks, we're talking food. What's the best hot dog you had? What's the best
Uh,
ballpark hot dog you had?
the 2 best hot dogs were, Minute Maid and
Mhm.
Fenway, in my opinion,
Nice.
because
Nice.
they had buns that were really good. So the hot dogs
Right.
are like a hot dog's a hot dog kind of, but
Yep.
their buns were really, really good.
The buns
And
really make the difference in hot dogs. I've been to a few of the major league ballparks. I've been to Wrigley, I've been to Comiskey Park, I have been to Fenway, and I kind of filled up at Fenway because you can't help. I was there for a bus through a bus tour in 2000. You can't help it. You go to a Red
yeah.
Sox game, you're gonna fill up on hot dogs, you're gonna fill up on beer, and if the Red Sox win, you get to hear dirty water. All right? So,
Yeah,
that's an experience in and of itself, and that's one I really enjoyed. Did you see the new Yankee Stadium? Did you see the new house?
I did, and I really wish I had been able to go to the old Yankee Stadium,
Yeah.
before they shut it down, and I was trying to work out going to tour it 'cause I think you can still tour it,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but that unfortunately didn't work out either. But the new stadium feels like an airport a little bit, and
Mhm.
not and this is another one where like the ballpark and the fan base don't really
Don't really
like
mesh.
feel like they connect. Um,
Don't really connect. You're right,
yeah, it
because
has a
it's
it has a
it's
Hard Rock
kind of
Cafe inside of it.
it's kind of a high class crowd with Yankee Stadium, and you wouldn't think that in the Bronx, but with how new the stadium is and the folks that attend there, the fans that attend there, and of course at the time Derek Jeter was still playing when I had a chance to make a visit to the new house because I've seen them both.
Mhm.
Of course, they had the recording. They couldn't have anyone else announce Derek Jeter except for Bob Shepard, so they have a recording of Bob Shepard saying Derek Jeter, and that just gave everybody, myself included, and I'm a White Sox fan, gave them chills. All right.
That's awesome.
It gave him chills. I've seen both houses in New York. I've seen both in Chicago. I've seen Milwaukee. I've seen Milwaukee's park. It was called Miller Park at the time.
Mhm.
My friend Mark took me there, and he took me there as a surprise because we were both working high school games. Me softball, him baseball. The baseball game wound up going 10 innings, and I dragged my equipment over there. And he said, "Quick, we're in extra innings. Need you to do a broadcast for it." I said, "Okay." So I quickly set everything up, and I said that we're picking things up in the eighth inning. Wound up going 10, like I said, and got everything together. And he said, "I got a surprise for you." All right, but you can't see it because it's a surprise and you can't see it. But we're gonna have about a 2-hour drive, so you can rest and take a nap while we drive. Okay. So I did, and I felt the car slowing down, and the next thing I knew, I opened my eyes, I see Miller Park. I said, "What are we doing here? We're gonna check out a game." They were playing the Pittsburgh Pirates that night. And then the bratwurst showed up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They
So
we were in the section where we actually got served right
oh,
toward
nice.
right
Yeah.
on the third base side where they come take your order. The bratwurst showed up. And I said, "I may get one of these to take home." He said, "No problem." And Mark said, "No problem." And he bought it. He bought me a bratwurst. What's your thoughts about Miller Park, now American Family Field?
Yeah, that's one of the ones that I've known as Miller Park for a long time, so just, like,
Yes.
it's hard to,
Thank
like,
you.
get back
Thank you.
in the
Thank you.
zone. Yeah, I'm a Wisconsin kid originally, so,
Oh, cool.
yeah, I'm
Cool.
from Central Wisconsin originally, and so I'm a huge Packers fan, love the Brewers, so that's
Mhm.
one of my top 10 parks, and I even caught a ball, so I
Oh,
forgot to tell you,
wow.
when I
Nice.
was there, so it felt
Nice.
like I had like a brandy old fashioned one hand, and
Yep.
the ball came in the stands the other hand. So that was like the perfect Wisconsin moment.
Yep.
I was like, I love this place.
And of course, I had to sample the beer in Miller Park. Had to sample the beer. And Mark made it as such. He says, "Look, I'm the one driving. You got to sample the beer and tell me how it is." Okay, fine.
If you have to, yeah.
He didn't have to twist my arm. Okay, I was enjoying a baseball game in a major league park. He didn't have to twist my arm that much. You a Badger fan?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't go to school there, so I'm not like diehard, but
Right.
you know, I'll take them over Michigan all day long.
Thank you. I'm from Chicago, so I'm a Northwestern Wildcat, and it's muck Fishigan as far as I'm concerned. All right.
There we can all agree.
I've hated the Michigan Wolverines for as long as I can remember, and every time they play Northwestern, I have Michigan fans blowing up my phone, saying we're gonna beat you, and we wind up beating them. Like, yeah, now what? You want to try to do this kind of tour with football stadiums?
I would love to, but I mean, even if like that's way more expensive.
It is,
and
that would take a hell of a lot more planning.
Yeah, more planning. That's not really something you can really road trip as easily in the winter. But I would love to if.
When we get our situation together, you know, Life said we're going to stadiums, we're going to visit them, but we're only going to do a few at a time. You know, we'll probably like take a year where I can do my show on the road and just go visit some stadiums and just have fun doing it. And when I saw you doing it, especially New Comiskey Park, he said, "Oh yeah, I got to have this guy on. We got to do it. We got to do it." I hope to have you on a whole lot more, brother. Phil Herbert joining me here on the program. Man, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And like I said, I hope to have you on a whole lot more, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was super fun.
Oh, man. Phil Herbert joining me here on the program. And don't forget, you can support the show via Patreon. Go to patreon.com/SIT morning. Brown Sexual Confessions are next. And I got a good one. One of 3 we're going to have today. Yes, 3. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.